Erv Olsen's accident. We're gonna see where Erv Olsen had a runaway wagon train. His wagon fell, causing the horses to bolt and run. Olsen was killed in the accident. He had an accident and died out here. There's nothing funny about a death, Char. I'm not going fast. I'm going 10 miles an hour. I am slowing down. I'm not gonna go fast. I'm not gonna crash like Erv Olsen. Oh, Erv, he was always such a rebel. ERV. I'm not making fun of it. Erv was a real man with real feelings. It's a little muddy. I couldn't imagine bringing a horse team down here pulling a wagon. No wonders he had an accident over here. It's probably worth the time to drive out here. The scene is pretty cool, like trying to drive out here on the edge. It takes us to Erv's place. Man, Erv really got out here. You know, the thing about Erv, he lived a simple life, but I mean, everyone knew him. I was riding a horse dragging aspen logs, followed by a brother Bill, who was on a wagon loaded with lumber. A loose mare, also dragging aspen logs, brought up the rear, coming down Serviceberry Hill. The loose mare got homesick and decided to pass my horse and the lumber wagon. As she did, our drags got tangled, causing a runaway. I stood up on the tugs to try to reach the mare's reins to stop her, but he was pulled off his horse and his suspenders caught on the thing that goes around the neck, the hame. He was dangling between the horses. They ran around the lumber wagon and down the hill and onto the Red Hill Dugway. About halfway along the Red Hill Dugway, for some reason, they turned off the road and started straight down the mountainside. We came to a large cedar tree. The horses went on opposite sides of the tree with me in the middle. Oh, dang. The runaway stopped with me painfully buried deep in the spiny branches. My brother finally caught up with us and untangled the mess, stopping my crying and patching up my scratches and bruises. Imagine a 10-year-old, 65-pound boy hanging by the buttons of his overalls, crowded between two plunging horses going full bore, stiff-legged down that steep mountain dugway and living to tell this tale. Good grief! And our kids get mad they have to get up and go to school. This is quite the dugway. I can't believe racing down on horses on this. Seems kind of dangerous, like they couldn't have done it a better way. Brothers and sisters, we're gathered here today at the site of Erv Olsen's accident. On the 24th of September of 1931, Erv Olsen was killed. He was coming down this hill when his wagon malfunctioned and his horses ran away. The loads weighed about the same as a modern car, so your average Kia. And the only brakes were wooden blocks rubbing against the wheels. The ATV trail has been routed around this originally steep segment of the original road. There's a picture here of a whole bunch of people not related to Erv Olsen, but oh, it is Erv. Erv is in this picture. Funeral services were held Monday at noon in the Monroe South Ward Chapel for Erv Olsen, 45. He was killed instantly Thursday evening in the mountains east of Monroe when the neck yoke broke and he was thrown in front of the wagon load of timber. The wheels going over his body, crushing his back and crushing his pelvis. Dang. They sang two appropriate hymns. A vocal solo was rendered by Miss H. Roland Tietjen, and a piano solo by the nephew of Mr. Olsen, who lived in Ephraim, just a little to the north. Erv was born and raised in Ephraim. And then he came to Monroe and he engaged in lots of things. He engaged in farming, engaged lots of farmers' daughters. He was buried down in Monroe. We could probably go find Erv's gravesite, take a picture of it. The funeral of Erv Olsen was attended by many people. The church was crowded to capacity with sympathetic friends, the Olsen family, and many beautiful flowers were placed upon the stage. Surviving are his widows, and this is a long list. It may take a little while as the GoPro battery charged. Widow Minerva, widow Olga, Ruth, Nasser, Alice, Alvania, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald? That's an interesting lady's name. But anyway, Erv Olsen was killed here, and we want to take a moment to memorize this spot. You know, pour out a little Mountain Dew for our homie Erv. This concludes this testimony of Erv Olsen's accident. Till next time, stay classy, Monroe. Erv was a real person. He only had one wife.